I fall for narcissists a lot. I went out with this one guy who was such a narcissist. He really said this to me once. He was like, I love you more than you love me because I love myself so much. You need to love yourself more so that you can love me more. And I was like, actually, I think we both need to love you less. Because the more I love you, the more I hate myself for loving a guy who loves himself so much. I think another clue that your romance might be on the outs is I think it starts to sizzle the second you start taking off your own clothes. Right? If you're not laughing, you're worried, by the way. You're like looking at each other like, are we done? Is it over? Because in the beginning, it's so exciting, right? When it's new and fresh, it's like, you're tearing off each other's clothes, you're making a mess, you're pushing each other up against walls, consensually, hopefully. And then gradually over time, you don't see it coming, but it happens very slowly. You find yourself politely taking off your shirt and folding it and putting it on your side of the bed, and then he takes off his shirt and his Invisalign and puts it on his side of the bed. Then you get under the covers, you turn out the lights, and you're like, why are you Googling Brita filters? I thought you found one you liked. And he's like, I had a coupon. And you're like, I guess I'll put my clothes back on. And he's like, I didn't even notice they were off. And you're like, it's over. It's over. So I guess the point is, maybe you guys should all start taking your clothes off right now. Yeah, it's that kind of show. They're like, we already did, a long time ago. First joke in, we were naked. Our breakup was interesting because he was competitive with me. That was a problem we had. So one time, just out of the blue, he goes, you're not smarter than me. And I was like, it's actually smarter than I am. And then he said, well, between you and I finished college and you didn't. And I was like, it's actually between you and me. And then he said, you and I are done. And I was like, you got that one right. I think another problem in relationships is people don't want to commit anymore, right? People are so scared of commitment. And I don't think commitment is such a complicated thing. We make it so complicated, but like, how many people, you can't see each other here, but you guys probably went to the grocery store today or a park. How many people did you see? Those are the two places, right? We're allowed to go to a park or a grocery store, and that's where you meet people now. Anyway, so if you guys were at the store today, I'm sure you saw a lot of people walking by, looking at the cereal or whatever. And let's say, how many people did you actually want to see naked? Right? How many? My guess is not that many. My guess is maybe one, maybe another you were curious about. So say a miracle happens and the person that you want to see naked in the park also wants to see you naked. I mean, that's pretty miraculous, right? The same person. And then say you do all the steps to get to that place. Like you buy tickets for a comedy show. You go to listen to a girl talk about herself for an hour. Then, you go to another location. You say all the right things. You get the person to take their clothes off. You finally get to that miraculous point where you get to see each other naked. And then another miracle happens and you like what you see? Yeah. Do you really have to be like, I just want to see if like another miracle happens tomorrow? Like, no, just find someone you like to see naked and then just keep seeing each other naked until you don't want to see each other naked anymore. Right? That's love. It's that simple. Yeah, do it. Get naked. Come on. I also think the friend zone thing is a complicated thing, right? A lot of people get friend zoned, and I think it's because women have a very sophisticated way of friend zoning, right? We friend zone by asking for favors, right? We'll be like, can you help me move? Will you, put together my IKEA furniture? Will you pick me up at the airport? And a man friend zones by sleeping with you. So we're always confused, right? Because a guy is like, I picked her up at the airport. Why won't she sleep with me? And a woman is like, I slept with him. Why won't he pick me up at the airport? So now I've decided I'm just never going to sleep with anyone again, so at least I always have a ride to the airport. I just ended a 5-month one-night stand. Thank you. If you don't know what that is, it's a one-night stand that goes on for 4 months and 29 days too long. And we just figured out we wanted different things, right? I wanted a real relationship. I wanted commitment. I wanted love. And he wanted to be a pirate. And you might think I'm kidding, but that's really what he said. He's like, I just want to be a pirate. I just want to hang out with other pirates and sail the seas and be like a pirate. And I was like, well, that's great, because my 5-year-old nephew also wants to be a pirate. So the two of you could play pirate together, and that would be fun. Or you could grow up because you're 50 years old and maybe it's time to dock your ship and commit to something once in your life, but one or the other. He was an actor. He was a very successful actor. And I would definitely suggest if you date an actor, date a bad one. Because the good ones are too sneaky. They're very, very sneaky. And also, if a guy plays a nerd on TV, he's a player in real life. And if he plays a player, he's a psychopath. And this guy was such a good actor, but he once acted in the worst scene I've ever seen. I'm going to act it out for you guys now, because you can watch, but pay attention, because this really happened, and it's kind of crazy. So I took a nap at his place, and I left my rings on his bedside table, because I always wear these rings. I didn't want to sleep in my rings. I wake up, and the rings are gone. I was like, what? That's weird. I just took a nap. I was like, I think I was wearing them. So I went to find him, and I was like, hey, have you seen my rings? They were just right on the bedside table. And he was like, no. And I was like, that wasn't very convincing. I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yes. What do you want to do today? And I was like, I want to find my rings. So I went back into his room, and I was like, they were right here. They were right on the bedside table. Have you seen them? And then he was like, maybe the cleaning lady came. I was like, the cleaning lady came? I was like, this script makes no sense. The cleaning lady came while I was taking a nap and moved them, in the past hour? And then he just kind of gave up, and he pulls out a drawer, and he takes out the rings, and he goes, are these them? And I was like, yes. And then I was like, why did you hide my rings from me? Did you think they were somebody else's? And he was like, no. And he walks away. And I was like, yes, you did. You thought they were somebody else's rings. You thought you were being really sneaky, hiding them from me while I was sleeping, like Princess and the Pea. When really, you just majorly fucked up. And then I just got crazy, and I was like, were you just playing pirate? Were you playing pirate? Do you want me to draw a treasure map and we can go hunting for the missing treasure together? Would that be fun? Actually, I was looking up because he's really tall, so I was like, would that be fun? Yeah? And then I just realized in that moment, I was like, this is the furthest away I will ever be in my life from being proposed to. Right? This is the quintessential opposite of a guy getting down on his knee, being like, you are the love of my life. Here's a diamond ring. Will you marry me? Is a guy hiding my H&M rings from me because he thought they were another wench's rings. Who's in their 20s? Anybody? All right, yeah, You're happier. That's good. 20s I don't relate to. It's like, it's a good time, but I don't relate to it anymore because I'm like, you guys are so cute because you still think you matter. Like the rest of your life is just this really long journey where you find out you matter less and less and less every day, and then you die. Not to give it away, but that's what you can look forward to. I feel like you spend your 20s sort of waiting for your life to start, you know? You guys look so young. How old are you? 20? Exactly. He's just so ready for it to start already, right? And that's how it is. You're like, next year I'm gonna get that big job and my life is gonna start. And then another year goes by and you're like, next year I'm gonna fall madly in love and my life is gonna start. And then another year goes by and you're like, next year I'm gonna get 2 towels and my life is gonna start. And then you turn 30 and you're like, it started. This is my life. Like waiting for the bus to come, you're already on the bus. You're like, when's the bus getting here? And they're like, you are on it. You are on the bus. And you're like, why am I riding a bus? There's activities I don't want to do as much in my 30s. Like I went to a bar recently with my friend and we lasted like 5 minutes and we got bored. We're like, you want to go? Yeah, let's go. And as we were walking in our cars, my friend was like, oh my God, Erica, we're getting older. We're not fun anymore. And I was like, no, that's not what's happening, okay? It's not that we're not fun anymore. It's that we're getting older and we're getting smarter and we're starting to realize it was never fun. We just pretended this whole time. I hate if I'm going on a date or something and someone goes, Erica, just have fun and be yourself. Because for me, it's one or the other. Like, I can't do both. Like, I'll never be the girl, post this photo on Instagram, like this fancy yoga pose, like on top of a mountain with the sun setting and the caption, living the dream. I'm more the girl who posts a selfie from bed with the caption, can't get up. I want to do non-motivational quotes on Instagram, which would go something like, just don't. Or there doesn't have to be another day. Or you can always live the life you imagined if you have a really bad imagination. My friend wanted to get lunch the other day, but she's like, I'm vegan now. I was like, oh, here we go. With that whole thing, I was like, do you want to go to Cafe Gratitude, the vegan restaurant? And she was like, well, I'm also gluten-free, so can we go to the juice bar? And I was like, how about we just never speak again? Let's just move on with our lives. And she's like, do you want to go out on a boat sometime? Like, she had a friend with a boat. And I was like, you've been on a boat before, right? Is that something we have to do twice in this lifetime? Because I don't think about the boat anymore. I think about all the steps that lead up to the boat. I'm like, I have to put my bathing suit on. Then I have to figure out who else is gonna be on the boat, and can I wear my bathing suit in front of the people on the boat? Then I have to do a research project on the people who are gonna be on the boat to determine if I can wear my bathing suit in front of them. Then I have to get to the boat. I'll probably get lost getting there because I'll take Waze, and Waze is gonna be like, try making this left turn, sucker. Then I'll get on the boat, not really want to be on the boat. Everyone else will probably not really want to be on the boat either, but they'll be Instagram, Snapchat storing that they're on the boat because they want other people who aren't on the boat to wish that they were on the boat. So what I'd rather do, honestly, is just stay home, put my bathing suit on, get in the bathtub, put on My Heart Will Go On from Titanic, take a selfie, post it on Instagram, and label it Living the Real Dream. Hashtag just don't. I'm in my 30s now. Yeah, who's in their 30s? You wanna? Good! Good! It's a good age, right? It's a good age because your 30s is when you become a person, right? That's when you become a person. Your 20s, you try on different personality types. You're like, maybe I'm rocker chick, maybe I'm emo girl. And then you turn 30 and you just get your mom's haircut and call it a day. You're just like, I'm gonna be her for the rest of my life. Why fight it? And I don't think it's old, right? 30s isn't old, but we've decided as a society to start saying we're old. The second we turn 30, we're like, that's it, I'm old now, I'm old. And then for 10 years, we keep saying that. We're like, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old, I'm old. And then you turn 40, and you're like, now I'm old. Like, I could have been young for an extra 10 years, but I wasted it saying I was old. Now I've lost 10 extra years where I could have been young. Then you turn 80, you're like, now I'm really old. I could have been just kind of old, now I'm really old. Then you die and you're like, I could have been alive for 83 and a half years. Now I'm dead, I can't even have this brilliant thought. So the point is, none of us are old because we're still here, right? Still doing this life thing. 20s is good. I don't relate to it now because I'm like, you guys are so cute because you still think you matter. Right? The rest of your life's just going to be a very long journey where you find out you matter less and less and less every day, and then you die. Not to give it away, but that's what's coming up. I feel like you spend your 20s sort of waiting for your life to start, right? You're like, next year I'm going to get that big job, and my life is going to start. And then another year goes by and you're like, next year I'm gonna fall madly in love and my life is gonna get started. And then another year goes by and you're like, next year I'm gonna get 2 towels and my life is gonna start. And then you turn 30 and you're like, shit, it started. Like, this is my life. Like waiting for the bus to come, but you're already on the bus and you're like, when's the bus getting here? And they're like, you are on it, you are on the bus. And you're like, why am I riding a bus? I definitely don't want to go out as much in my 30s, right? Like, going out feels like kind of a big hassle. And I went to a bar the other night with my friend, and we lasted about 5 minutes, and we got bored. We're like, you want to go? Yeah, let's get out of here. And as we were walking to our cars, my friend was like, oh my God, Erica, we're getting older. We're not fun anymore. And I was like, no, that's not what's happening. Don't worry. It's not that we're not fun anymore. It's that we're getting older and we're getting wiser and we're starting to realize it was never fun. We just pretended this whole time. I hate if I'm going on a date or something and someone goes, Erica, just have fun and be yourself. Because for me, it's one or the other, right? Like, I can't do both at the same time. Like, I'll never be this girl, who posts a photo on Instagram in some fancy, Warrior 22 pose on top of a mountain, and there's like this beautiful sunset, and the caption, living the dream. I'm more the girl who posts a selfie from bed with the caption, can't get up.